How y'all doing? It's me, she, her. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Everybody else must be asleep. Where's everybody? Where's everybody? See 30 so far in. We got 19. I see everybody coming in. I think they were waiting on me to come online there. We're not about to sit here and wait and Caramel ass is not on live, but I am here. Thank you guys for being here. Um, Happy Sunday to everybody. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful day. I kind of been relaxing today, getting my shows together for tomorrow and for today. I had to watch the episode again, so I didn't leave out anything because y'all know I like to be very thorough, honey, when I do my reviews. Okay. Yes. So we are here. Hey, KPR. Let's see who got in here. Let's do a rundown right quick before we get started. Y'all know I like to give y'all shout out sometimes. All right, so everybody can feel a little important in here. All right, let's see what we got. Let's scroll up. Let's see. All right, Linda Gamble, Rhonda Brown, Demetrius. Okay, Demetrius' girlfriend. Oh my God. Okay, I like your name though. Shirley Terry, Tawanda Claiborne, Demi Bell, Lori Eden, Shauna Young. Hi, Essie Tyndall, Easter Washington, Miss Lady, C. Lewis, Caramel. Nah. Versina McCrary, Mama V, it's Chrissy time. Hi, says child, I'm ready for the drag. Okay, it's coming. Oh, it's coming. All right. Hi, Ellie, Tracy Williams, Shay, in for life 69, what is it? PDS 5428. Hi, Mildred, Conversations with Cocktails. It's Valerie Owens, April Pearson, Delicious 185, Dolores Carmichael, Deborah Clark, Van Allen, Ruthie Lewis, Mimi, Nana, Sheila Jackson. Ooh, y'all are coming in. Dorothy Scott, Carolyn Mentor, Sharon High, Lydia Abdulaziz. I'm sorry, Melba Brown, West W. Eastern, Peggy Jones, Renee Robinson, KB. Did I get everybody? Kelly Green, Cecilia Davis, Naja Hanson, Andrina Pugh, and Garmer Guardian 8. All right. I see y'all in the building. Please hit that like though as you come in. We got 179 and 108. All right. I know some of you guys want to hang out in the bushes, and it's fine. Let's go ahead and let's hit that like button so that we can be in the algorithm on this channel, honey, so we can let YouTube know that you guys are in the building. Thank you so much, Wanda Burns, for the super chat, my dear. I appreciate it. All right. Thank you guys. Everyone else is coming in. I appreciate you. Let's get started because it is 8 p.m. All right. So this, as you guys know, if you saw the description, if you saw the title of the video, it is Love and Marriage Huntsville review. Love and Marriage Huntsville is back. Okay. It's back. Season 6, episode 16. The title of this episode is Innocent Until Proven Guilty. All right. All right. So let's get started. All right. Oh Lord, it's a lot. I got to get back into the swing of doing my reviews, y'all, because Lord, when I tell you. Ooh. All right. So the episode begins, you guys, with a news announcement, okay, about a woman at a Home Depot that was caught with stolen items in her bag. All right. A big fake. Well, I don't want to say fake. A big ass Louis bag. She had a big ass Louis bag. Obviously, you could tell she was in there to steal some shit. Obviously. And we'll say allegedly. Got to put allegedly on there because, baby, if you go in the store with a big old bag like that, you can fit a whole lot of shit in that bag. If you guys saw the episode, if you guys saw the pictures, yes. All right. And she was with her child. All right. And she left the store abruptly, almost hitting 2 other cars, according to the news outlet that reported it. Okay. So they were saying, if you know who this person is, please call Crime Stoppers. Okay. The person was believed to be, as we all know, Kiki. All right. Kiki Jabbar from the show, Tisha's cousin, Wanda's niece. I mean, shit, that's who it is. Well, who they say it is. All right. So, of course, this particular episode, everyone in the cast is discussing Kiki. And they're talking about that they've heard about this situation with Crime Stoppers and Kiki. So this episode pretty much is going to be revolving around Kiki and this situation with her Home Depot incident. Okay. All right. So now Tiffany, next scene is Tiffany, honey. She's at home with baby A. She's nursing him. She's breastfeeding him. When Melody comes to the door, she rings the doorbell to come over and check on Tiffany. All right. Melody comes in. She's complimenting Tiffany. She's telling her, oh, you look great, which she did. She still had that mommy glow about her. You could tell she had just given birth. She still had a little puffiness in her face. The baby was hella cute. Hella cute. Baby Ace was hella cute. She was, like I said, nursing him. Melody was gushing all over the baby like, oh my God, he's so cute. He's so cute. He's so cute. And he definitely was. All right. Tiffany and Lou made a beautiful baby. All right. So Tiffany tells Melody that she was pretty much first to see baby Ace. Okay. No one else has been over to see baby Ace. She has not shown the baby yet. So Melody was the first of everybody on the cast to get to see baby Ace. All right. And so Melody was saying she felt very special to hear that. All right. So Melody then she goes into confessional and she says that she stopped by Tiffany's to check in on her to make sure that she was good after having her newborn. All right. Melody also brought food. Of course, you know Melody was eating. If Mel don't do nothing else, baby, she is gonna eat. All right. In every single damn episode, y'all know Melody is gonna find her something to eat. She gonna chow down. She don't give a damn about the cameras right there. Melody's like, listen, bitch, I'm about to chow. And that's exactly what she was doing while she was talking to Tiffany. All right. Now, Melody tells Tiffany, she says that I ain't held a little baby that small in so long, because y'all know Sugar Mama, she's a little up in age now. She's growing up. She compliments Tiffany on how well she looks, and she also asks Tiffany what's been going on, which opens the door for Tiffany to then talk about what she's been seeing in the media about the situation with Kiki and the Home Depot incident. All right. So while Tiffany is beginning to open up the conversation about Kiki and what's going on the with the Home Depot incident that she's seen on the news, Melody's facial expression changes, which further lets everybody know that she's really not there for the BS. She don't want to be a part of the gossip about Kiki. She has a special place in her heart for Kiki, so she don't want to be a part of the drama and what everybody is saying about her, because pretty much Melody's saying, hey, she's pretty much innocent until proven guilty. We don't know if that's her. All right. Tiffany then goes on to say, what are we doing with our brands? Pretty much in terms of hanging around Kiki. She's saying that hanging around Kiki pretty much is going to ruin everyone's brand because of this negative energy and this negative report from the Crime Stoppers incident that was reported. So Mel just kind of looking at her like, yeah, okay, all right, I hear you, but I don't really hear you, because I'm kind of going to, go with my own interpretation of what I feel in terms of Kiki. So she didn't want to believe what was said and going on. All right. So Tiffany, she's like, what are we going to do about this with our brands with this situation with Kiki? Melody says, girl, I cannot. She just immediately she kind of chuckles it off, and she starts laughing about it, because she's like, I don't really feel like it's that serious that you talking about our whole brand going to be messed up for being around Kiki. All right, so then Tiffany says, well, real talk. She says, I've been really trying real hard with Kiki. At your advice, Mel, she says that give her, she said, I'm trying to give her a chance. She says, but then I see this on TV and it's very obvious that she needs some help. She's referring to Kiki. So then Tiffany also goes on to say, she says that why on earth would you do that? She says that she's going into detail about what she saw on the news bulletin about Kiki with Mel still sitting there with the blank face like, yeah, I really don't want to hear this shit. I came over here to check on you, but you want to talk about Kiki. So then Tiffany, she kind of laughs after she's talking about how Kiki, it was said on the news that Kiki ran up out the store, almost hitting 2 cars. She kind of chuckled about it. Mel is still straight faced. She didn't think any of that was funny. Tiffany then goes on to say that she had to rewind it because it was so crazy. So she just kept watching this shit. She was getting a thrill out of hearing something negative about Kiki, because y'all know that she don't really see it for Kiki like that. So any little information, of negative information that she could hear about Kiki, she was ready to hear that. And you got people that's like that. Now, we also know that it was said and alleged that Tiffany was the one who reached out to a blogger to actually put the information out about Kiki and this whole alleged incident about Home Depot. Nobody else knew about it until they're saying Tiffany reached out to said blogger and put that information out there, at which then it kind of caught fire and everyone started talking about it. Okay. Then we started seeing stuff on social media and everywhere else. All right. Cray. All right. So Tiffany then goes on to say, she says that we're all moms, so why would you involve your kids in this situation? Still talking about Kiki. Melody kind of jumps in. She says, well, you can't believe everything that you see on TV. So she's trying to talk Tiffany off the ledge in terms of believing everything that she's seen with this Crime Stoppers news situation. All right. Tiffany goes on and said, well, yeah, absolutely. She said, but it is on TV and the police is involved. So she's trying to convince Melody still that this situation still may be true. All right. So Tiffany goes into confessional and she says that this is the first time that I've ever known anybody that's on Crime Stoppers. She's still on it. She is happy that her ass knows somebody on Crime Stoppers, and she still believes that it is Kiki. The person kind of does look like Kiki. All right. The person really does look like Kiki. All right. So she says that, well, at the end of the day, I feel like she's going to tarnish everyone's image and their brand because of association. I really don't want to associate myself with her because of this negative energy and this negative post and this negative news outlet that's going on with Kiki. So Melody, she says to Tiffany, Tiffany says to Melody, she said, how do you get all the way on TV to where they're saying, call the police? You know, she says, why wouldn't the store just handle this situation? Melody said, I don't know. Melody was so detached from this conversation. Melody said, I don't know. She's not really trying to engage in this conversation with Tiffany. Tiffany is doing the most talking. Mel is eating. She's drinking her stuff, child, in her little mason jar. And she's just in her own world. She's listening, but she's not listening. Okay. So Melody, she jumps in. She said, well, she hasn't been arrested, so she's innocent until proven guilty. So that was her comeback again for Tiffany. All right. So then Tiffany says, all right, Mel. She says, but none of us are perfect, but I try not to break the law. She says that I'm worried about my brand and I try to control who I am around. All right. She said that I want to be a good and positive person. She says, but people would question it being real, especially since they've seen her car on television. All right. Tiffany, baby, you are beating a dead horse. Like, seriously. Mel is still telling you, like, sis, okay, sis, do what you want to do, bitch. If you don't want to be around, don't be around. All right. So Tiffany goes on to say, so are we going to move past that or like what? Mel says, well, I'm going to see her and I'm going to check on her and everything. So I'll have a chance to talk about, to talk to her and catch up with her, whatever. So Melody goes into confessional and she says that everyone has a right to protect their brand. She says, if she feels that Kiki would compromise that, don't hang around her. And I feel the same way. If you feel that pressed and bothered about them Kiki and what you're seeing on TV about her, don't hang around her. Don't call her. You're really not friends with her anyway. So why would you be hanging out with Kiki like that anyway, unless you guys are all in a group? If you see her coming up, walk away. That's your choice. You don't have to hang around her. You don't have to film with her. Okay. You have a relationship with everybody else on the cast to where you don't have to compromise your brand in order to get screen time. See how simple that is? I just helped you, girl. Okay. So yeah, so Mel was like, yeah, if you're feeling that way, just don't. So of course, then while they're talking, Tiffany then passes baby Ace over to Melody for her to hold the baby. He immediately turns his head over to Mel towards her breast, and he's ready to nurse with Mel. And Mel was like, hold on, wait a minute now, I ain't got no milk now. I ain't got no milk over here. Baby Ace was ready to get some milk off Mel. But Mel was like, I ain't got no damn milk over here. All right, so then Tiffany discusses with Melody having a baby reveal so that everybody on the cast can get to see the baby because they have not seen baby Ace. So they record this video to announce the baby reveal, which Melody records Tiffany while she's holding baby Ace, and she's doing like this little commercial type thing. And they actually did the commercial thing in like one take. So Mel was like, okay, yes, we did this in one take. Y'all know how Mel be. Yes, girl, we did this in one take. This is going to be amazing. They're going to be glad to see this. Da, 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 da. All right, moving on to the next scene. Courtney pulls up to Black to visit and confront Marcel about confronting Stormy about the $100 at the Black Expo, as Tisha calls it. All right. Yeah. So he pulled up, honey, in his truck. He gets out. He's got the serious face, like I'm about to go in here and I'm about to cuss somebody out because you don't be talking to my wife like that. Courtney was looking like he was ready to get in somebody's ass, and I was totally there for it, only because it was Marcel, because I don't really feel Marcel like that. It's high time somebody go ahead and put the pause upon him, because baby, he keeps a smart mouth and he's stay in women business and starting shit. So I was happy to see this scene. I thoroughly enjoyed it. All right. Now, as Courtney walks in, Marcel speaks to Courtney as he enters. Courtney does not speak, which is a telltale sign that he's not there for the bullshit. He ain't there to be speaking and ha ha ha. He's there for business only. All right. So he does not speak back. Production then shows a flashback at the expo of the conversation about the $100 between Marcel and Stormy to kind of catch everybody up to, so that you guys will know why Courtney is actually coming to Black to speak to Marcel. Okay. Marcel then says, I wasn't expecting Courtney, but he says, I can only imagine that Stormy's attack on me, now he the victim now, has been misdirected, that I checked her, okay, about this money. All right. So he said that her this things were misdirected and that he was attacked. Since when? Because you walked up to her. How somebody attack you when you walk up to them and start the bullshit? But okay, sir. All right, so then Courtney sits down where Marcel is sitting at the bar enjoying a drink where he's playing with it, look like a orange in his drink. I don't know what he was drinking, but he was kind of doing something with his orange in his drink, stirring it up. Courtney sits down. Marcel asks him, you know, what you drinking, man? What you drinking? You know, offering him a drink. Courtney says, I'm just gonna I want some water. So he asked the bartender to get him some water. Marcel is trying to kind of engage in like a haha conversation, like wants to, you know, kind of like the bro conversation, like they cool, you know, like dap it up, let's you know, talk, whatever. Courtney is not there for that. Clearly he came there to tear into Marcel about the way he spoke to and or checked Stormy about this money. Okay, so he really wasn't feeling Marcel like that. And I think that as Marcel began to keep trying to feel him out to see where his headspace was, he kind of saw that Courtney was not there to engage in any type of pleasant conversation. All right. It's starting to get good, y'all. So Marcel then asked Courtney, says, you want water right now? He says, yeah, you've been having too much fun. You know, he's trying to engage in conversation. So Courtney was like, nah. He says, I ain't had no fun lately. That's how he said it. So Marcel was like, that sucks. So Courtney says, yeah. He says, so how was the Black Expo? He want to jump right into it. Like, no small talk. Let's jump right on to this thing. Let's talk about what we're here for. Marcel said, well, he says he has like a 5 seconds, like a 5-second pause, because he knows where the conversation is going when Courtney says that to him. All right. So he says, well, it was good. Then he takes a sip of his drink. And Courtney is pretty much giving him all eye contact, like tunnel vision. He's staring at him like he is letting him know, he's giving him that heat, letting him know, bitch, I'm not here to play with you. I want a serious conversation. All right. Marcel then says that it was real good. We had a good turnout, and you know, a lot of people came out and got a lot of good feedback. So, you know, he's like that. Courtney then says, well, a lot of people ain't pay $100 though, did they? I said, well, oh, shit. Marcel kind of looked nervous, like, okay, what's about to happen here? Like, what's going on? The energy is kind of changing while they're engaging in conversation. So every time Marcel says something, Courtney is kind of heightening the situation because he's ready to get to why he's really there. He's not there to have no type of pleasant conversation. So Marcel, like I said, he looks kind of nervous. He kind of sips on his drink, and then he says, okay, he says, from what I heard, one person didn't pay. After Courtney asked him, so how was it, you know, how did everything go at Expo? So, and he mentioned $100. He said, well, from what I heard, one person didn't pay, meaning Stormy. All right. Courtney then says, my wife, right? You talking about my wife? So Marcel says, well, he had like this little grin on his face. And of course, y'all know the smart ass was going to come up out of him. He said, yeah, apparently. Talking about Courtney. Talking about Stormy. So then Courtney says, I'm going to go ahead and get into it. I said, oh, shit, get into it. Marcel said, okay. So Courtney says, with you trying to check my wife. All right. So then Marcel says, check your wife. That's what you heard? So Courtney then says, yeah, that's what I know. All right. Meaning she ain't get ready to lie to me, to whatever she told me. I'm willing to believe that. That's why I'm here, bitch. Like, that's why I'm here. So Marcel then says, with his smart ass mouth, he said, oh, okay, that sounds good. That's some shit I would do. I got a smart mouth too. So Courtney then says, you confronted her about $100. Okay. About a booth. He says, but ain't nobody said nothing about paying no money. All right. Cause y'all remember they did have like a little comeback meeting group where Stormy and Courtney was there, and Marcel mentioned nothing about anyone paying $100. All right. But he found the time to go and mention that to Stormy when they got to the event, which was kind of weird. You don't catch somebody off guard and do that. Yeah, that should have been mentioned in the meeting when you asked them initially to join. All of that should have been laid out on the table. If there's going to be a fee, whatever the case may be, you should have told them that then. Don't come up to me later, just like Stormy was saying. Don't ask me later on for no damn $100. And she was looking at him like, why folk come? I ain't about to pay your ass no $100. So Marcel, of course, he's looking down, no eye contact, while Courtney is chewing his ass off per usual, because y'all know that's how Marcel is. When you're checking him, he does not give eye contact. He's staring down at this point in time at his drink. All right, so then Marcel then he explains, he says that everyone who had a booth was expected to pay. All right, Courtney then asked, so did you just say it, or was it on paper? So he's trying to figure out, how did you come about coming up with this $100 fee? Marcel then says that it was the World Wide Web, okay, with his smart ass. So Courtney then starts, he kind of does like this little chuckle, like, bitch, you trying me. Not you trying me. He kind of takes a sip of his water, like, this is some bullshit. Here we go. So Courtney then says that you can laugh if you want to. He's telling Marcel that, all right, because he's kind of snickling and grinning too, while he's throwing out these little, smart remarks. Marcel then continues to explain that why he changed, and says that he gives he kind of gives the long version in terms of why he charged the $100, and he kind of gives the long version. Y'all know how he is. Marcel takes the long version and wears you out to where you just be like, shit. So that's what he's kind of doing with Courtney. Courtney kind of cuts him off like, yeah, no, I don't want to hear all that shit. Okay. He says that if you're going to charge something, then you charge before the actual setup. He said, ain't nobody said nothing about no money. He said, my thing is, why you always coming for women? And I have asked that same question. So many other people have asked the same question. Marcel has that heat for women. He don't have it for men. You never see him coming up against women. You never see him challenging men. You never see him challenging men and coming up and jumping up in their face like he do with women. He stay in women's face. He stay in women's business. He stay getting smart with women. I didn't like how he approached Tiffany in that situation where he and Martell was talking. It was just out of order, and he's always doing that. And I feel like it's because he does that with Tisha, so he feel like he gets a pass with everyone else. He just ain't had the right one check him yet. All right. So then Marcel, he sits there looking confused, like he don't know that he's very confrontational with women when Courtney says that to him. All right. And he's been a total bitch ass nigga, from what I can say. So Courtney then says what Marcel needs to probably do is worry about Marcel's business instead of women's business. So he's checking him. I was like, yes, check his ass. So then Marcel then responds and says that you are aware that the Black Expo was my business, right? He says that correcting vendors is a part of my business, all right? He says it's not a free event for multimillionaires to come in and take up 8 sections to sell their products. He says it, and then, of course, asking for payment. And then he says that it appears to be a trigger word for some people, okay? But my thing is, you don't pay nobody, but you quick to call somebody out for them not paying you. That's my thing. You a whole swindler out here, from what the streets are saying, all right? I mean, Miss Joy, according to Bugsy, according to Zen Garden, and everybody else, you owe a lot of people. So it's just weird. It's mad weird that you would be calling somebody out for the likes of $100. All right. So yeah, child. To me, it's looking like he and Tisha overextended themselves in this situation, and they were trying to figure out a way to make that money back on the back end. And what better way than to say that they are charging everybody $100? If you got 50 vendors up in there and you don't charge everybody $100, you get a nice little cut up in there. Okay, so Courtney says, yeah, whatever you said, says you pissed her off. Talking about Stormy. Marcel then says that this was simple. Says that her guys, says you overlooked the bill. Say, look, guys, hey guys, y'all just overlooked this bill. Okay. And I was like, what? No, nobody overlooked anything. You didn't tell them up front, and that's why they are mad. That's why Stormy feels away. Courtney then goes on to say, it says, why can't you get your wife to talk to my wife about this situation versus you confronting her? And I totally agree. Tisha should have been the one to go over and speak to Stormy and let her know whatever fee was supposed to be paid, whatever was going on. Tisha initially said, I'm not talking to her, which then that opened the door for Marcel to be the bitch ass nigga that he is and walk over there and be disrespectful to do what he loves to do, which is confront women. He shouldn't have never said nothing to her. That should have come from Tisha, woman to woman. He should not have twisted his hips over there with them baby ass teeth and hopped up in her face talking about no $100. Take your ass somewhere and sit down and find something else to do. You already came in there with a freaking attitude. You came in there very confrontational. Tisha had already told you it was not that serious. No, we're not getting ready to be charging people, but you want to act like you the boss and you running things when you're really not. This was supposed to be a group event, but you and Tisha wanted to take over everything, and you didn't know what you were doing. Everything looked a hot ass mess. You overextended. Everybody was crowded up in there. So now that you are looking around and realizing that y'all overextended yourself on decorations and all this stuff where Tisha overspent, now you want to run around talking about everybody got to pay $100. It's just giving fraud. It's giving fraud to me. It's giving fraud. So Marcel says that you can't be this much of a protector. is what he's saying to Courtney. So Courtney says, if you let a man talk crazy to your wife, you're a fool. Okay, that's what he tells Marcel. Marcel then comes back and says that Tisha's very comfortable handling herself. Well, you the man. If a man is speaking disrespectfully to your wife, it's not her responsibility to jump up in no man's face and check him. If you're her husband, that is your responsibility to say something to him. All right. So never ever should your wife feel like she has to confront a man if he's being disrespectful. But he don't understand what it means to be a man in a relationship because he's so busy trying to be the woman. Catch that T. Moving on. So Courtney then says that my wife is too. She's fully capable of handling her own. But as the man, that's my job. And that's why I'm here. That's what he was telling Marcel. So then Marcel says, but that's not what I meant. But that's what you said. Okay. Courtney then says, it's how you did it, though. He says to stay in Marcel's business and not women business. Okay. So he's trying to tell him stay out of women business because that's what you live to do. Marcel then was like, okay, all right, I hear you. Trying to be smart. Okay, which then Marcel then also says, what's shocking to me is a man would come to me and say that you should stay out of women's business when you're literally selling hair care products for a living to women, trying to be a smart ass. And regardless to that, he still got more money than you. He's still doing better than you. He's still doing better than you selling women products. Okay, so what was that supposed to mean? What was that supposed to mean? Because he ain't in and out of court being sued. Now, I mean, Stormy is. She's in and out of court a few times because she ain't paying people like she's supposed to. But what does that have to do with it? What does that have to do with it? He didn't have to go there. He was feeling checked, so he had to find a way to come back, and that was his comeback. Courtney then says, I'm talking about business. I'm talking about business. He said, you know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? So Courtney kind of sits up on him like, and what? I was like, oh, shit, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. I'm liking this side of Courtney, okay? So then Marcel says that I think you guys are blaming or I think you guys are blowing this out of proportion is what he's pretty much saying to Courtney. All right. Courtney sat up on his ass like, all right. Okay. Thank you so much. I love you, Nicholas. I appreciate it. All right. So then Courtney says that you just said that you should just apologize for the whole thing right there. Says that you know that that's what you should have did. Okay. Marcel then says there's an apology coming one way. And once I receive it, being a smart ass again, he says, then I'll receive it with open arms, meaning that he wants Stormy to apologize to him because he feel like he was wrong. Okay. Being a smart ass again. Courtney then laughs like, says, yeah, man, you crazy. Like, ain't nobody about to apologize to you. Courtney then stands up, reaches into his pocket, pulls out a whole wad of money, okay, and starts counting it out on the table and gives it to the waitress who was serving them drinks at the bar and says, here's the $100 that I owe you, but I'm going to give it to her instead, okay? So Marcel, he's kind of sitting there looking like he's thinking the money going to him, but the money is going to the waitress, all right? So then he touches Marcel in the chest like he checking him, all right? He checking him. And Marcel kind of looks down in his chest like, okay, what's going on here, all right? I was just like, I'm loving this side of Courtney because that's what his ass needs. So then Marcel says, oh, but that's $60 once Courtney put the money down on the table because he counting the money, trying to be a smart ass. So he says, okay, yeah, that's $60. That's $80. That's $100. Okay. So then the bartender, she reaches over and grabs the money because Courtney already told her this is going to be your money. All right. So then Courtney tipped the bartender, like I said, the $100 for his water. He said, I'm gonna tip the bartender for my water. So he letting him know money in the thing over here. This $100, I don't really need it. It's the principal. It's principalities in this thing. Y'all remember like on Friday. So Courtney then says, I got millions of dollars to be worried about $100. All right. That's what he tells Marcel. Then he walks up out of black. All right. He turns and walks away. Marcel kind of looks like, okay, I kind of feel like I was checked right there. Which your ass was. All right, that's what you get. All right, so Courtney then goes into confessional. He says that Marcel can't battle me because I can drop stacks after stacks after stacks. He could have got that $100 before the event. He says that Marcel just want to be an asshole to women. I totally agree. All right. Marcel then finishes his drink with a smirk because he had nothing else to say because his ass was checked, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Moving on to the next scene. Next scene is Kimmy pulls up to Tisha's apartment because y'all know they still building on that little ass house that they got over there, child, by the highway across the street from the gas station and whatnot. All right, so then Tisha comes to the door, child, being all fake. Happy Mimosa Day. I was like, and even Kimmy was like, huh? Like, what's going on here? Like, and then she had a fake laugh, y'all know. She on that bullshit. And Kimmy just kind of gives her a hug, like, ooh, child, come on. Ooh, yeah, come on. All right, so I was like, that's the fakest shit ever. The fakest, I hate that fake laugh that Tisha does. It's so fake. It's like she's uncomfortable. So she kind of do this fake ass laugh to kind of get that uncomfortableness, and I know that's not a word, up out of her. So she don't be looking stupid, which you look even more crazy. She had on like this leopard little two-piece get up, because y'all know she went and got her body done. She wanted everybody to know she got another BBL child. Stomach hanging out in the front because it had like a little, you know, like little short shirt. And then she had on these little tight ass shorts, child, all leopard. I was like, what you got on, girl? But anyway, so Kimmy says, last time that we had mimosas, it was horrible. Meaning whenever they had the little luncheon, when it was Tiffany, Tisha, Stormy, and Kimmy. And that's when Tisha and Stormy kind of got into the little back and forth. That's what she's talking about. When she told Tisha, when Tisha said, well, you know what? You don't really know me like that. And she says, the old me would have jumped over the table on you. And Stormy pretty much told her ass, well, get active. Like, pretty much what you waiting for? I'm sitting here. You want to jump over the table? There's nothing but air and opportunity. She was like, bitch, get active. I was loving it. I was like, girl, yes. Read, girl, read. So Kimmy says that she stopped by. Somebody said I'm hilarious. Kimmy says that she stopped by to check in on Tisha, and it was her first time at the new spot, which is their apartment, okay? And she said, oh, she's walking around, she's looking, oh, this is cute. I was like, no, it's small, but whatever, girl. She says, hold on. She said, it'll do for what you guys are trying to, you know, for what you guys are trying to do for, you know, what y'all are doing it for, meaning that they're staying there while they're waiting for their house to be finished. All right. So Tisha is showing Kimmy around the apartment, child, which it didn't take them long because the place is very small. They wound up back in the kitchen. All right. Where Tisha has like this charcuterie board with drinks. And because, you know, that's the type of stuff that Kimmy likes. So Kimmy, then she makes her way into the kitchen. Like I said, Tisha gives her a drink. And then Kimmy kind of fixes her a plate off the charcuterie board. All right, so then Kimmy says, so how y'all like it over here? She's looking around in that little ass kitchen. So how y'all like it over here? I said, girl, don't move too much because you're going to bump into the wall because it's small in there. But, so Tisha says, well, it's still a family vibe, you know, like 3-2, not so much space though. I'm like, girl, I know. You just showed around, girl. It's not a lot of space in there. All right. But do what you got to do, girl. So then production then shows a flashback of Tisha and the kids moving into the apartment, child. None of the kids look happy. Their son, he always looked like he'd rather be anywhere else but around their ass. He was just in his own zone, of course, with the headphones on again. He's never engaging. He's always in his own little world. The girls, of course, her oldest daughter, same stank face per usual. And the other little girl, she was just happy to be there, be in a new place, okay? But the kids really didn't look like they were thrilled to be in this little ass apartment, all right? So then Tisha said, my mindset is on the house being built, okay? So Kimmy was like, well, how's that coming along? All right. Tisha was like, well, really not much progress at all. I was like, well, didn't your husband say that he's working day and night trying to get stuff done? Well, you might want to find out where he's working because it doesn't sound like he's working at the house. But moving on. But yeah, she was like, yeah, there's no progress being done. I was like, yeah, okay, well, do what you got to do, girl. Y'all stay in that little matchbox over there. But so Tisha and Kimmy, honey, they discuss Kimmy's radiation and how she's doing with that, and you know how everything's coming along with that. Kimmy says that her reality now is that she's just pretty much doing multiple doctor visits, and she's pretty much done with everything else. She's just kind of just doing like follow-up stuff because she's done with radiation and all that. She's really done with all that. So Tisha and Kimmy, they discussed the luncheon with Tiffany, Tisha, Kimmy, and Stormy, where Stormy, like I said, got into it with Tisha. All right. Tisha says, I ain't studying those girls. Like for real, I ain't studying them. And they ain't studying you either, child. So then Tisha goes on to say that she's glad that that it is just a meetup just for her and Kimmy, pretty much saying that she's glad the other girls aren't there. She's just happy that it's her and Kimmy there for the little meetup. Because she says that situation with Stormy and Tiffany, she says that was just awful. All right. But I was just like, why? Because you was talking smart too. Like you came for Stormy and you felt like Stormy was not going to come back at you. And that's the thing I don't like about Tisha. Tisha likes to play victim. And anybody that say something to her, she likes to play victim when you don't say some smart shit too. If you say something smart to me, it's coming back to you. And that's just how it goes, girl. Stop playing victim. So production did roll tape back on the altercation between them where Tisha, she's saying that first of all, that you're not part of the comeback group. All right, after they showed the little incident between Stormy and Tisha. So then Tisha tells Kimmy, like, you know, first of all, you're not part of the comeback group, talking about Stormy. All right. She's referring to Stormy. She says that you criticize the organization and you criticize our setup. Okay. Tisha then goes on to say, she says, I still don't know what Tiffany does for real. She says, because she was mad that she didn't even get to speak at the event. All right, trying to throw shade at Tiffany. What Tiffany do to you? She stays coming for Tiffany, which kind of makes me feel like you might be a little jealous of Tiffany. It might be a little bit of jealousy there towards Tiffany. If you want to know what she does, bitch, ask her what she does. She was sitting right there at the table with you. You didn't feel compelled to ask her then, so why do you care now? That's my whole thing. Tisha, she does a lot of sneaky bullshit and she talks a lot of shit behind the scenes. But my thing is, if you face to face with this girl sitting at the table, you had every opportunity to ask her what she does. And I'm pretty sure she would have told you, because she already let your ass know that she made $1 million on her last project, which I don't hear you saying anything about $1 million of anything that you made on any of your projects. Okay. I haven't heard you mention anything about that. So obviously what she's doing is working for her because she's making money. So obviously it shows that you have some type of jealousy and animosity towards her, when all you got to do as a woman is ask her. If you want to know a question about somebody, ask them. What the song say? Don't ask my neighbor, bitch. Come to me. Come to me. What you asking Kimmy for? Because Kimmy turned right around and said, she said, hey, if somebody paid me $1,000, I wouldn't be able to tell them what Tiffany does either. So yeah, pick up the phone and call her, or set up a meeting to sit and talk to her. Or why do you even care that much what she does? Let's go there. Why do you care that much what she does? Your focus needs to be on all the lawsuits that you got coming up. Okay. And why your husband is telling you that he working so hard and ain't shit being done at your house. Maybe that's where your focus should be versus what somebody else is doing and how they get their money. Okay. Worry about that. Worry about why a bedrock ain't being built. Worry about that. It's a lot of shit you could be worried about. Worry about why you got to keep getting on the surgery table when your husband ain't really checking for you like that. You doing all these surgeries only for your husband to be looking at other bitches. Do I need to keep going? Do I need to keep going? Do I need to get active? Shit. Let's move on. You about to talk me to death. Well, Tisha goes in to say, after Kimmy says, if someone would have paid me $1,000, that I would not be able to tell them what Tiffany does. And Kimmy, let me say this about you before I move on. Kimmy, you a little messy too. Okay, you're a little two-faced too, because you sit there in front of the girls and then you try to pipe everybody down like I want everybody to get along, but then you get with Tisha and you be on your bullshit and you be trying to say little stuff about people behind the scenes and then get in people's face and be on the kumbaya like you friends with everybody. I don't like that about Kimmy, and I peeped that about her a few seasons now. And I know other people have caught that. And I know she's been sick with cancer, but listen, we got to call a spade over here. Y'all know we don't cut corners and we don't spare feelings. At the end of the day, Kimmy, you are two-faced, baby. You're not happy in your home. You're a mean girl. You're male identified. You don't like females. And every time you get around Tisha, you talk shit about other people. And when y'all get in a group with people, because I've heard you talk shit about Mel, you talk shit about Tiffany, and you talk shit about Stormy. And then when you get in front of these same women, you always want to be the peacemaker when you really are the bullshit behind the scenes. Am I right or am I right? Maybe you should check your life and figure out why your shit ain't popping like it needs to. Because you're sitting on some karma over there too. Stop talking about people. You got enough shit to go. Hey, you got a lot of shit going on in your house that you can be focused on. Why your marriage ain't the way it needs to be. Why your husband online telling everybody that he's looking for towards the next 5 years versus for forever with you. The normal person, I done said it before. It's your anniversary. Most people say, I'm looking for forever. I'm looking towards the next 100 years with you. He said the next 5 years. I'm looking forward to the next 5 years with you. Maurice is not happy with you. He's happy for what you do. He's happy with what you do for him. You're not pleasing him sexually because you're sick. And I know that's not your fault. But these are things that you need to be focused on. You came over there with the intentions of talking about people who you claim are your friends with Tisha. And Tisha loves to do that because she don't like females either, because she's very jealous and mean-hearted. Like her mammy. I said it. Come for me. Y'all don't give a hot damn. I hope they see it because I'm telling the truth. Wanda don't like females. Tisha don't either. is trickling right on down to her oldest daughter because she's very nasty faced it too. Whenever they put the camera on her, she looks just like, oh, this is her daughter. Yeah, she got a nasty disposition like her mom. Another generation of mean-hearted, jealous-hearted women. Moving on, child. So Tisha goes in to say after Kimmy says that if somebody paid her the money to tell what Tiffany does, that she would know. And Tisha jumped right in with me either. And that's why she wasn't one of the speakers. Where does heat come from? Where did this heat come from for Tiffany? I don't understand that. So Kimmy goes on to say that you and Stormy were in a different place. And that kind of went left. And I was stunned by that. Were you? Or were you enjoying seeing the two of them going back and forth? I feel like you were low-key enjoying it, and you were high-key getting a kick out of that shit. Because that's how Kimmy is. You're not the peacemaker here, Kimmy. I think you enjoyed it. I think you enjoyed watching Stormy and Tisha go at it. You enjoyed it. Tisha says, yeah, I was kind of stunned too. And so then the conversation goes into Kiki, where Kimmy says, well, how's Kiki? Which then opens the door for them to talk about the situation with Home Depot. All right. Tisha says, well, you saw it, right? Meaning Kiki, the situation with Home Depot. Kimmy then goes on to say, yes, absolutely, I saw it. So Tisha says that somebody sent it to me. All right. Kimmy says that she was watching TV and it came on Crime Stoppers. So you just sitting there watching Crime Stoppers one day and Kiki just pops up? I doubt it. So then Tisha says that she was asleep and she woke up the next day to 10 people where they had messaged her and sent the Crime Stoppers and the message about Kiki and what was going on with her and Home Depot to her. So she was saying, I was asleep. I woke up. I had about 10 messages where people done sent me messages about this shit going on with Kiki. So then Tisha says that she was like, oh, snap. She says that I was hoping that she's not back on drugs again. She says that normally if you deal with drug dealers, then you have to go and get stuff for them. And I was just like, so then she kind of rolls her eyes when she says that about Kiki. But see, you don't know that to be facts. Okay. See, now you're just speaking about shit that you thought she did before. See what I'm talking about? This supposed to be your cousin and you on national television on your bullshit. All right. So you weren't, you talking about drug, what she doing with drug dealers. What about what you've been doing? Because there's rumors out there that you've been stealing. So what you on? Allegedly. Okay. What you on allegedly? It's amazing how people can see other people's shit, but they don't see themselves. It's amazing how you can call somebody else out on their stuff, but you don't see yourself. Okay. What you doing all this stealing for, allegedly? What you and Marcel doing all this stealing for? What's he on videos doing all this sniffling for? I showed y'all a video the other day where he went live and he was doing a whole bunch of shit here. What was that about? What was that about? What was he doing all that sniffling for? Now I know it's allergy season, honey. I know. But what was all that sniffling about? What's all this? All these rumors about stuff being stolen, money being stolen, $120,000 here, and all this stuff going on there. Miss Joy talking about her chandelier and all this shit being missing. Like, what's going on with that? Okay. We'll move on though. We'll move on. It's amazing how you call her out about when you fooling with drug dealers, you got to go get stuff. Okay, well, what you getting? What you getting all this stuff for? Who you working for off the show? Allegedly. We gotta throw that in there. All right, so Kimmy then says that I pray that they're wrong. Like she just cares so much about Kiki all of a sudden. Oh, I just pray that they're wrong about this situation with Kiki. I was like, do you pray at all? You with your messy ass. So then Tisha says, that's embarrassing. They got a reward out for her and everything. That you're on Crime Stoppers, okay? And the reward they're saying is about $1,000. Well, why don't you go down there and turn it in and get that $1,000? Because you need it. You need it, girl. You absolutely need it. Y'all got Zen Garden coming up. You got court fees coming up, girl. Go down there and turn it in and get that $1,000. You probably did it anyway. You probably turned in and got that $1,000. Kimmy then goes on to say that she said, I don't know how I can help her. She said, Maurice ain't that kind of attorney. Well, first of all, he can't help her anyway. All right, Maurice he can't represent nobody. He got a certificate out here, child. You forgot that? The certificate that you pay for? He can't help nobody. Of course he can't. He can't defend a dog in a dog fight out here, okay? He really can't. He really can't. He can't, girl. You were right. That's probably the first thing that you said that was right. this whole damn episode. Maurice cannot defend her with his certificate. All right. He's not that kind of attorney. He's really not any kind of attorney. How many cases have he tried? I'll wait. Moving on. So then Tisha then goes into her confessional, child, with her noose dress on. Y'all remember this white noose dress, child, with this shit going on. I was just like, okay, Black History Month. Thank God it's gone. Thank God this is not Black History Month. You got this damn dress on, because child, you done set us back 1,000 years in this dress, honey. You have set us back 1,000 years with this noose dress you got on, sis. You have. So she goes on and said, Kiki really needs to focus on Kiki and get it together. I feel like that, that she should focus on her. And it's not my job to help her anymore. That she's got to do what she needs to be done. She needs to get done what she needs to get done, And I'm just like, Tisha, weren't you just talking about her? So why are you acting like now that you care so much about Kiki? Why are you giving out this advice about Kiki like you care about her so much when you just talk shit about her? Like, what's it giving, girl? What's it giving? I don't know. It's amazing how people like they care about you so much when they just finish talking shit about you. Excuse me, I had to drink some water. All right, so then Tisha says that I think that I'm done. Hanging out with these girls and reaching out to these girls, okay? Talking about Stormy and Tiffany, all right? They ain't really checking for you either, low-key. So then Kimmy then asked Tisha, says, so you're not going to Tiffany's event for baby Ace, because y'all know that Tiffany's going to be having a reveal for baby Ace. And she's inviting everyone to come, all right? So Tisha said, I don't know. I got to pray about that, okay? I was like, do thieves pray? Do thieves be praying like that, girl? Allegedly. So the next scene, honey, we're going to go into the next scene. The next scene is, honey, Martell, honey, he is home at his rental home. He's about the same one he about to get kicked out of, okay, that he's been squatting in, honey, for over 8 months. Let's talk about this, Jesus. All right, so for this particular part, I'm going to play the audio for it so you guys can get a visual through audio, okay? So I can save my voice a little bit if y'all don't mind, child, because this review, baby, is long. All right, so I'm going to play. All right, so what's going to happen here is Martell, he's going to open the door for Chris Fletcher, who came in to see him about him moving out because his time is up at the house. As you guys know, Chris Fletcher actually helped him get into their house to rent their house, and Martell is renting this house on a month-to-month basis, okay? So Martell says to Chris, like when he comes to the door, like, hey, man, you got to take your shoes off. He said, you ain't got no booties to put on, when you come in, I don't like people wearing their shoes in my house either, so I kind of feel him on that. So Chris was like, I ain't got no booties to put on. Like, no. So Chris was like, you ain't got none here for me to wear since you so pressed about me taking my shoes off. And Martell was like, no. Chris was like, well, I'm not taking my shoes off then. So he kept his shoes on and he walked on up in there like he runs shit. I was like, well, okay. So then Martell says that as a realtor, you're supposed to have your own booties to wear when you're showing a house, which I kind of agree with that. So Martell, I was like, why does Martell feel like he can tell everybody what they need to be doing? He don't never do what he need to do. But go off, sir. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and play the clip now of the conversation between the two of them. I cannot show the audio, the video, but I will play the audio, okay? And you guys can kind of get a visual of what's going on. Chris Fletcher going to go off on his ass and let him know, look, you've been squatting here. Don't be trying to use the friendship bullshit to be trying to stay up in here. Like, no, you got to go. So let's go ahead and play it.
So I guess the last time we talked was probably the time that you subpoenaed me and your wife. Come to court? Oh. That was why? Because that looks like we're on one side. Yeah. Because we're still friends with you. We're still friends with Melody. We're not going to take sides. Right. Yeah, never that. Everybody I had subpoenaed, I tell them on the phone, I told you, like, let the truth come out. Whatever the truth is, let the truth be known.
Live.
If that's hurting me, it doesn't matter. Let the truth be heard. So it's not you taking sides. It's allowing the people who knows us best be an advocate for the truth. That's it. Martell subpoenaing myself and my wife to court, it actually kind of pissed us off. As we stated to him before, we're friends with him, we're friends with her. We're not going to pick damn sides. What else we got?
You don't want to talk about that no more.
What's the deal? The house is due to be sold as soon as I move out. But no, it ain't as soon as you move out. No, you said you can't close until I move out. That's why I'm speeding it up too. Well, it ain't that I'm speeding it up. I've been speeding it up ever since you gave me 30 days. I'm like, and how long has it been? Like like 40 some days. More than 30 days. Yeah. The house has been on the market for 8 months. This house been on the market for 8 months? Mm-hmm.
Oh, you didn't know.
That's how long you've had. She broke out and told me that so the owner's on a sale. Yes. So that's what's up. This is the market to sell everything. Well, yeah. I have to start now because my lease is up in about 6 months, you know? Martell is taking advantage of the friendship by continuously staying in this house. I think he's looking for me to give him special treatment, allow him to continue to stay just because he's Martell. At least once you find someone that's interested, I'm thinking that you'll be like, hey, listen, as a friend, hey, Martell, I'm going to talk to the owners and see if I get you 90 days to get out of it. And you don't think I've done that already? But they're not going to give you no damn 90 days. They want yeah. I mean, because they ain't going to come and kick you out. Yes, they will. They can't come and kick you out. Mm-hmm. Yes, they can. You're month to month. Yeah, there's a contract on the house. Who's priority? As a friend, as a realtor, you ain't say, hey, Martell, listen, you need help looking for a property? You out of your goddamn mind. Chris, not one week. I just asked you what a week and a half ago. I asked you specifically. I said, Chris, do you have any properties? I didn't have anything. So what makes you think that I can run out here in 30 days and find me something for my kids and I, if you can't find anything? As a friend, you want me just to pack up and go to a hotel with me and my children, or you don't care? Or you just worried about the money? No, it ain't about the money. It's about my fiduciary duty to the seller. I'm a tiny yours too, though. Why is it such a big? I mean, like, but that is not the problem. That is not the problem of the owner of the house. Okay. The thing is, I found the property. So when you move, as a friend, I would expect at least 90 days, a couple of weeks. No. 2 weeks. That has to happen. 2 weeks.
Right there, Chris told him you got to be out in 2 weeks. Martell is trying to use the friend card to try to manipulate Chris into giving him 90 days to squat and stay there longer. He's on a month-to-month basis, and he has really not been paying his rent like he's supposed to while he's been staying there. And the people that's trying to sell the house, they want him out of there. They've been trying to, like, y'all know how it is when you're trying to sell a house, you're trying to show the house, kind of like how the situation was with Destiny. So I'm feeling like he might have been having some conversations with Destiny and kind of getting some pointers from her in terms of how he's been squatting, because y'all know she's doing the same thing over there in LeBeric's house. Destiny is squatting in LeBeric's house. Y'all know the two of them are like this. So she's getting pointers from Destiny, and I'm gonna say that allegedly. I say allegedly because she's doing the same bullshit. She don't put in his mind, oh, you can stay there, they can't put you out. Because he, in his mind, like he just told Chris, oh, they can't put me out, can they? Chris was like, yes, the fuck they can. You better start gathering your stuff and get out. You can't just stay here and keep staying here until you find it. It don't work that way, Martell. It don't work that way, Martell. You're supposed to be out. You already been there for 8 months. You're supposed to be out. The contract is out on the house. Now you're there on a month to month. The people want him out. He wants to continue to stay there. You should have been packing up your shit instead of running back and forth, trying to hang out with Sheree, hanging out down there at the Blue Oyster Bar in Atlanta, and everywhere else your ass ain't supposed to be running around, sneaking around, bothering damn coleslaw and harassing her. You had plenty of time to be moving because you don't have no job. So at the end of the day, you could have had your ass in there packing that shit up, okay, and getting out. Martell seems to think that he can just take advantage of Chris because he's friends with Chris. And then Chris let him know, look, first of all, I'm already pissed at the fact that you have already went and had me and my wife subpoenaed, and you didn't even say shit to us because you felt like you're our friends. And you did it in a means to try to get me to pick sides. That's what he tried to do because he felt like, okay, I'm gonna get Chris and Nell to come in here and testify for me, and kind of mess up the friendship between them in terms of Mel. And that was kind of effed up. They were mad. Nell cussed him out, and Chris Fletcher cussed his ass out. And I would have done the same thing. It's a simple phone call. Call me and ask me, hey, can you come to court on my behalf? And if I say no, respect that. Don't go and still file some damn paperwork to have me subpoenaed to come there talking about, I know all this shit about what's going on. He been counseling us. You know that's what he did. And then for him to sit there and lie and say, I just wanted you to be there and tell the truth, whatever the case may be. I'm not going to be mad if you just tell the truth. Lies. Because what did you do when your mother went in there and told the truth? You sat there and fussed her out because she didn't say what you wanted her to say, when you wanted her to say it, and how you wanted her to say it. And you even went as far as threatening to not do stuff for her because she did not speak the way you wanted her to speak in court. Oh, mama, you didn't say enough. You didn't say what I wanted you to say. You got up there on the stand and you didn't really say much. You didn't really help me. I mean, damn, I asked you to come to court. You're supposed to be my mama. He used that thing. You're supposed to be my mama. So what, she supposed to lie for you and be found in contempt of court for you? Who are you? Why are you so special? And why do you feel like you're so entitled for everybody to have to kiss your ass and do something for you? At the end of the day, go get a job or get you a 1-bedroom apartment. You guys to get the hell out. And I told y'all the other day, Martell, honey, he's had to move 3 times in 3 years because he's not paying his rent where he's staying. Everywhere he moves and everywhere he stays, he got to move. Now, how does that look with the court? With you trying to co-parent with Mel, and every time you move, Mel already said it on the last little break before the break of Love and Marriage Huntsville that Martell continues to move. You got to have an address on file for the children to be dropped off and where they're going to stay. So it doesn't look good with the courts that you continue to have to keep moving because you cannot have a stable environment for the children. But then you go and file to have full custody of them, and you can't even pay for a place for you to stay. You can't even afford to pay your own rent, but you want custody, full custody of your children. How selfish of you to pull them out of a stable environment where they have food, clothes, roof over their head, a car to take them where they need to go, anything that they need from their mother who is taking care of everything because you don't pay child support. But now you're asking Chris Fletcher, you supposed to be my real estate agent. You supposed to be my friend. It's not his responsibility to find you anything. It's just not. 8 months is more than enough time for you to move. You didn't move. You didn't pack. He ain't packed anything. If you saw the house, he ain't packed nothing. He has not begun to pack nothing. He has no intentions of doing the right thing. Martell feels like he can live life with no rules or regulations. He can do what he want to do. And anybody to tell him anything different, he gonna buck against it, and he feels entitled. He did this shit to Mel when Mel was married to him, and she tried to tell him he was wrong. That's why she had to get the hell out of there. He does it to Coleslaw when she don't do what he want her to do. Same bullshit. He's a manipulator. And he tried to do it to Chris, and Chris cussed his ass out. And I'm glad he did. All right. He was under the impression that they wasn't going to be able to kick him out. But now you see different. And of course, now, as of now, he's already out of that house. He's not in that house anymore. Okay. He's not in that house anymore. And he also goes on to say that he told Chris Fletcher, he says, I'm building a house right over by where you and Nell live. Okay. Now, you guys remember that particular property was purchased through a quick deed with he and Belinda, and it was done illegally because his attorney, who was representing him in the same case with Melody, y'all know he was disbarred for a while. Y'all know he's like on a little suspension or whatever with his lawyer's license or whatever it is. Okay, so y'all know Martell had a whole bunch of these quick deeds between he and Belinda, which was, I'm gonna say, the side chick. Okay. And my thing is, how are you building without a builder's license, Martell? You have to have a builder's license to build a house. So he's supposed to have been building a house that was supposed to have been for him. The house has been at a halt. Okay. The house has been at a halt. He can no longer build. Black Titanic's already been over there. For those of you, shout out to her, Black Titanic, if you're in the building. Thank you. Because y'all know she's out. She do our footwork for us. But he was trying to go and build a house without builder's license. He's probably building under someone else. But at the end of the day, that particular project has been at a halt. Ain't nothing over there but sticks and bricks. That's it. Ain't no house over there. Ain't no frame over there. Ain't nothing built. Ain't nothing done. Okay. Y'all remember Black Titanic went over there. She showed the video. Okay. But yeah. But that's the update on that house. Like I said, there is a halt on that house because of fraudulent activities that Martell was involved with. And he also got his attorney involved with it that got his attorney suspended for a certain amount of days in assisting Martell in illegal activity with the quick deeds. Therefore, there is no house being built. Anybody that get involved with Martell, he want them to always do some illegal shit. And he always do it to Ariana. She's happy to do it. Happy to do it. His attorney risked his license to do some illegal shit for Martell. Sticks and bricks, child. That's it. Sticks and bricks, like the damn 3 little pigs. That's all his ass got over there. The 3 little pigs. That's what I'm calling his ass. Sticks and damn bricks. That's all that's over there. But anywho, moving on, honey. Martell, like I said, he kind of went and had that whole subpoena thing. I didn't like how he did that because that was very poor taste. Okay. You always ask somebody prior, especially if they're your friend. Pick up the phone, just like you call them to tell them all about your issues, about Mel, and you want to blame Mel for all this. And like Nell said, 2-3 o'clock in the morning, she sat up on the phone counseling and talking to Martell. So at no point in time, you could have called her and said, hey, Nell, listen, I got this situation going on with Mel where we about to be going to court. Can you and Chris by chance come and speak on my behalf? They say no, respect that shit. Everybody don't want to be in your business and in the middle of y'all mess. Everybody know you're a bitch ass nigga out here and that you cheated on your wife, had a whole baby on her, and now you want everybody to be on your side like you the victim. Goodbye, Martell. Ain't got no more for him. Let's move on, honey, to the next scene. Next scene is Kimmy and Maurice. Okay, they are in the park. They're riding on their electric bikes. Okay, it looked like it was fun. Kimmy goes into a confessional. She says that she enjoys being outside, that the doctor told her that she needed to increase her activity to prevent herself from being so tired and winded. All right. So she says that they discussed exercising. And Kimmy says that she rode dirt bikes when she was a kid. And Maurice was like, oh, you did? Like, I didn't know that. I was like, girl, boy, you don't know your wife. You don't know her. Obviously, y'all don't have conversations, okay? I'm sure that would have come up in conversation during the dating period, okay, while she was taking you from your wife. Did I say that? Sure did. Moving on. So Kimmy then says that we should bring Tisha and Marcel out here to ride with us, okay? Maurice was looking like, why? Okay, why would we bring them? He didn't want them to be there. So then Kimmy tells Maurice about her visit to go see Tisha, at which he was not interested in that shit at all. That was like girl talk. Men don't be wanting to hear about all that catty bullshit between the women, the cat fighting and the arguing back and forth. Men don't really care about that bullshit unless it's just something that's just so extreme. Then they be like, okay, what happened? What happened? They don't really care about the little bullshit that we be going through. They don't care. So why she was telling him that, he was just kind of sitting there looking at her like, yeah, all right, I hear you, but I don't hear you. Okay. So yeah, that was weird. So she was telling about Tisha and Stormy, how they was getting into it, and he was just like, oh, okay, all right. He didn't want to hear that shit. So then Maurice says that Tisha actually does things to help the community. Does stealing help the community? I ain't know. Somebody let me know. Somebody let me know in the comments. Does stealing help the community? I ain't never known Tisha do nothing for the community. But go off, sis. I was like, what's she doing, child? Stealing for BBL down payments? That help the community? Oh, maybe because they get to see the BBL once it's done. Oh, okay. Damn, silly me. Okay, so you get to steal from the community and you use that money for another BBL, and they get to see the the BBL once it's done. So maybe that is helping the community. I don't know shit. Let's move on, child. See the petty side of me coming out. All right, so then Maurice says that there's an uproar of people that have issues with Tisha helping the community. Who could that be? Child? There's no uproar, I promise you, of people that got no issues with Tisha doing anything, okay? Because we done saw her and how she did a little switcheroo with them labels. So that tells me all I need to know about Tisha. All right, she ain't on the up and up with the whole Macy and Mildew hair care product for her daughters. But moving on, child. So Maurice then says that anybody can do something for the community. You're right. Anybody can defraud the community. Anyone, but it just takes you guys to do it, okay? Anybody can do it, but we're going to let y'all finish doing what y'all do because y'all do it so well. Moving on, child. So Kimmy then says that in regards to the expo, says that Marcel, honey, has been very coy about the money, all right? And says that he asked Stormy for $100 right there at the damn event. Child. So then Maurice replies, well, says we paid. And Kimmy says she didn't know that they paid. Kimmy's like, what you mean we paid? Okay. So Maurice said, because it's an event. Yeah, we paid because it's an event. So then Kimmy then says that there were vendors that got in free, which Maurice didn't know that. Maurice was like, what? Said he charged us, but he didn't charge other people that came in and got in free. So he was kind of feeling away about that. So then Kimmy says a few people that came in got in free. Then says that more people came in and Marcel started charging people. So y'all see where the gag is? That fraud shit. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So it says that what changed? She said because you didn't change the building, and says that we didn't even have food there. Says, but so what was coming out of Tisha and Marcel's pocket that they had to turn around and charge everybody $100? And I agree. I totally agree. What did y'all need to charge everybody for when you were allowing people to come in free? You allowed the vendors to be free first, and then you realize, like I said before, y'all overextended. So now everybody got to pay. Y'all on that fraud shit. So then Maurice then says that I feel a way that our spot was so small and we paid $100. He said, I should have had the same size as Canvas Beauty. All right. But I was like, well, you didn't need all that space, Maurice, to showcase your certificate and your 406 credit score. I mean, you didn't really need all that space for that. I mean, the space, that small space that they gave you was plenty enough space for you to hang up your little certificate, because that's all you've done, sir. Okay, that is all you've done there, sir. Okay, damn, daughter. Get on out of here, sir. That's all you've done. You don't need but this much of a space to hang up your certificate and show off your 406 credit score that you bragged about at the damn expo. That's all you needed. Moving on. Maurice then says that he now feels a way about that $100. Okay, you pressed about that 100. Do I need to cash up you 100 so you can leave it alone? But then Kimmy then goes on to tell Maurice about Tiffany's Meet Baby Ace event. Okay, he's just like, oh, okay, oh, that's nice. Like, okay, bitch, I really talk about anything else but that. Like, what else is going on? All right, what else? You know, what's going on with that WAP? That's what he want to talk about. Maurice don't give a hot damn about Tiffany. He don't care about Baby Ace. He really don't care about $100. He want to know what's going on with that WAP. That's all Maurice cares about. What's going on? What's the update on the WAP? What's the WAP giving? What's going on with the WAP? Okay, that's all he cares about. So Kimmy then mentions going to the Yanni store. Everybody know what a Yanni store is, okay? To Maurice, and then he says that he knows what that is. So that, hey, his light bulb came on, his eyes lit up, he's turning around, he's engaging in conversation now because she's discussing the Yanni. Everybody know what a Yanni is, right? Okay, everybody know what a Yanni is? It's a WAP. Everybody know what a WAP is, right? It's a vagina. Do we need to break that thing down? Okay, moving on. I was like, you should know what a vagina is because you a whole vagina out here, Maurice. You should know what you should know what a Yanni is. Because you a whole Yanni out here in these streets. All right, so then Kimmy then says that her Yanni egg, honey, she had her Yanni egg in, honey. Her Yanni egg fell in the toilet, honey. So she had to go back to the Yanni store so she can get another one. And Maurice, he's sitting there looking like a whole pedo. Talking about, oh, I didn't know that happened. When did that happen? You don't need to know when that happened, okay? It probably happened while you was out at 5 o'clock in the morning doing what you usually do, okay? That's probably when it happened. She wasn't able to tell you because you weren't home because, you know, you be out till 5 o'clock in the morning. I mean, that's what she had said at the reunion or whatever, okay? Allegedly. Well, not even allegedly, because that's what she said at the reunion. Y'all remember that, right? When Kimmy says, well, you know, you do be out at till 5 o'clock in the morning. I was like, oh, okay. So that's why you didn't know her Yanni egg fell out. And if that thing fell out, girl, that thing might be a little loose. So you might want to do some little, you know, what they call a little Kegel exercise, or you might want to go and do a little yoni steam to tighten that thing back up. Or like the old women say, honey, get some vinegar and water, honey, to snap that thing on back. Because y'all know vinegar and water works. If your Yanni, honey, is dropping eggs all over the place, honey, like a little rooster out here. Kimmy, you was giving rooster this season. You talking about your little Yanni eggs falling out. You are giving rooster daughter, okay? Daughter, you are giving rooster. You are dropping, you are laying eggs all over the place over there, is what she's trying to say. So you might want to go and get a little Yanni tightening up, honey. Sit down on a little thing like a little toilet, honey. Daughter, go and get you a little Yanni steam and tighten that thing on up and go and use some vinegar and water, girl. You'll be all right. Go and keep them eggs up in there, honey, because you are giving rooster out here, girl. But moving on. Snap that pussy back. All right, moving on. So Kimmy then talks, honey, about making her WAP muscles, honey, stronger again. So Maurice, honey, he is engaging, honey. He's looking, he's like, oh, you talking about lame. Now, this is what I want to talk about. I ain't give a hot damn about Baby Ace, but this right here. Oh, child, keep talking. Daughter, keep talking. All right. Mm-hmm. I was like, set your ass up, sitting over there looking all creepy. Sitting there with the pedo eyes. This is him while Kimmy was talking. Oh, really? Tell me more. What was going on with that egg? Tell me about that egg again. Was it scrambled? Like what was going on with the egg? Just shut up. All right, so then Kimmy says via confessional. Okay, I'm sick of them in this damn storyline, but let's continue. She says via confessional that she's trying everything to get her libido, honey, back on track, honey. And that she's hoping that the Yanni egg will get them back on track. I was like, oh, child, what is Yanni egg giving? I might have to get me an old Yanni egg out here, child. So she says that even if she's happy, okay. No, she says, even if it doesn't help her right away, that she's happy that it kind of helps him, meaning that he can kind of get his pleasure whenever he needs to, child. I was like, no, ma'am. No. That's not how it works. The goal is for both parties to be pleased, not just him. And that's the problem. That's the problem. You have spoiled him into thinking that he's the only one in the bedroom that's got to be pleased and not you. No. You, ma'am, you are important as well. If you're in the room, you deserve to be pleased as well. What you in there for? You might as well get him a blow-up doll if that's the case. If you're not important in the room when you guys are being intimate, if you can't get yours, get his ass a blow-up doll. Period. Period. You allow him to play you, girl. You allow him to play you. Your husband thinks that he's the only person that should be pleased and that you should not. Okay? You deserve to be pleased as well, baby. You do. Them 5 a.m. walk-ins, baby, you better check up on them. So Kimmy then goes on to say to Maurice, she says that I don't know if it's a psychological thing, babe. Talking about this whole thing with the, the Yanni and all that. Maurice then interrupts her and says that it's a mental thing, Kimmy. All right. He's tired of her using this thing with the whole medicine and all that. The doctor said he don't want to hear that shit. He interrupts her and tells her that it's a mental thing, Kimmy. Okay. So he, of course, is sexually frustrated and he's tired of, he's tired of her steady using it as an excuse. All right. And I'm tired. I'm tired too. Let me tell you what I'm tired of. I'm tired of you guys steady using this as your storyline, okay? Because I know some more shit going on between y'all, all right? I really do. I know some other shit going on. Now, y'all already done pimped Kyle out and Little Monster out for a little storyline to avoid talking about y'all shit. But I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. Me, she, her, all three of us, we are tired of y'all ass and the same ass storyline this season, all right? I'm sick and tired. Like, I want to throw it right now because I am tired of them and this same old storyline. You beating a dead horse, baby. The horse is gone. He's gone. Do I need to say it again? The horse is dead. He's gone. He's unalive. He's deceased out here. I'm sick of them in this storyline. Like, talk about something else. We don't care. We don't care. Talk about something else or get the hell off the show. Get off the show. What y'all doing in business? What your business is looking like? Y'all keep talking about all these businesses and how you successful. Kimmy, you supposed to be a nurse. What's given with that? What's going on with that? You're supposed to have this company to where you guys are closing on houses. I keep seeing it online. What's going on? You won't talk about really what's going on in your life, but you keep using this same fake ass storyline about you guys having this sexual frustration. It was sick of it. We don't care. Kimmy then looks at Maurice in disgust after he says what he says about it's all mental, that is psychological for her. It's a mental thing. All right. She kind of looks at him in disgust while he then drops his head and he closes his eyes and he shakes his head like, I'm sick of this shit. Like, I'm so tired of you telling me this over and over and over. So then Kimmy says, babe, that you can't say that. Says a medication made me feel this way. It's not like all of a sudden. She says that I cannot make my body. She said that I cannot make my body want to be intimate. That's what she's saying to him. And I was like him. I was like this, rolling my damn eyes. I'm like, so then Kimmy then goes on to say, she said that you said that you didn't want the whole fake it thing anymore. So I'm doing what I have to do to fix that. Okay. Because y'all remember she was saying that she would lay up there and she'd be faking it with him. All right. So he was just like, really? You were faking it? I didn't know you were faking it. So then Maurice then chimes in and says that, yeah, but if you're going to, But if you're going to be faking it, he says that means that you're going through the physical part of it and you're doing a good job. So he's trying to be a smart ass. He's trying to be a smart ass, telling her that he enjoyed it more when she was faking it because at least he was getting it. Y'all get where I'm going with that? Mm-hmm. So Kimmy looks disgusted when he says that, okay? He said, because the physical thing kind of works fine for me. I said, you bitch. Why would you say that to your wife? Why would you say that? And my thing is with Kimmy, you don't check him like he needs to be checked. That's why he keep playing in this area right here with you. That's why Maurice feels like he can say whatever he wants to say to you unchecked. And he feel like he can play with you in moments where you trying to be serious with his ass. I said, listen here, Butter Brown. I would have told his ass, look here, mayonnaise Maurice. Shut your ass up. I'd have started out with that. Then I had to read your ass down and let you know, don't fucking play with me like that. This is my life. I could have died in this situation and you act like you don't care. The only thing you care about is getting yours. At the end of the day, I'm your wife. The vows say for better or worse, sickness and health. I'm sick. So if you're not willing to be here for me in this moment while I'm going through what I'm going through and be supportive as a husband, gather your shit, put it in your rental car, back that thing up out the driveway. Don't leave no skid marks in my driveway either, bitch. All right. Put it in drive and peel what they call the hell out. Okay? Don't look in your rearview mirror because you're not coming back. And whatever you leave here will be on the curb. That's how that works. And that's what that were. Moving on. All right, so Maurice then says, well, Kimmy then says, wouldn't you like to feel aroused? She says, an erection, is that physical or mental? All right. Smart ass comes back and said, mentally it starts that way. Then it becomes physical. Then he starts laughing. Maurice is like a kid. Kimmy's trying to be serious with him and tell him how she's really feeling, that it hurts her that he is disrespecting her and discounting her feelings and what she's going through. All right. But he sees it as a joke, which means he don't respect you. Okay. He don't respect you. He really low key don't care anymore about what you're going through. He's burnt out with being sympathetic to you and what you're going through because you got an immature man living with you. You married an immature individual. And again, that's your karma. Because you shouldn't have fucked with him from the first place. Had you done your homework on him, you would have realized, first of all, he was just a nigga sleeping on somebody's couch cutting hair. He didn't have anything to offer you, including a 406 credit score. So you had to do your builder nigga and fix him up, honey. Only to get him home and realize that he gonna disrespect you. Publicly, privately, and any other way that he wants to. And you can't do nothing about it. You know why? Because you so tied up with him. Your credit tied up. He living in your house. Working at your job. You too far in now. Kyle tried to warn you. But you thought you won. But what did you get? You opened the box only to realize won't nothing in the box was shit. Ooh, child, daughter. Move on. Maurice then says mentally it starts there. Okay, because she asked him, honey, what is an erection? Is it physical or mental? All right. He says mentally it starts there, then it gets physical. Ha 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 ha. He starts laughing. All right. I see you a whole disrespectful ninja. You ninja. Whoa. All right, so let's move on. Kimmy then says that you telling me it's all in my head. She says it's not making me feel better. Maurice, he don't give a damn. Kimmy then says that you're blaming this on a mind thing. She says that I'm blaming it on medication. She says that that is in an actual textbook that says that this could happen with this medication. Okay. Maurice then says so. She says Maurice then says so. How long does it take until it wears off? See that? No sympathy whatsoever. None. Kimmy says I don't know that. I don't know how long it takes for it to wear off. Okay. Maurice said, so you stop reading at that point, huh? Trying to be a smart ass. All right. Kimmy then says, she kind of looks at him like, okay, I'm sick of your shit. Like, you really trying to be funny. Like, she's really tired of him being disrespectful. Then Maurice goes on to say, says, most people who go to the doctor and get on a medication says that they ask the doctor how long until I'm good, doc. Doctors don't really know. Everybody's body is different. It might take this person 5 months. It might take this person 7 months. You just don't know until you start taking the medication. Okay? You just never know. You can't look in a book and say, okay, from this day to this day is when you're going to take the medicine, then you'll be good. You don't know. But he's so immature to realize that because he's so wrapped up in what he wants. Moving on. Kimmy then says that when your body is going through anything, says that your body reacts differently, which I just said. Everybody's recovery is different. She says that it could take up to a year. Okay? Which then he comes back with, so I got to wait a year. So then he looks at his watch and said, well, let me set my watch, trying to be funny, for a year. Let me set my watch for a year. I said, you dummy. Who sets their watch for a year? That was a corny joke. So then Kimmy says, you're not helping, babe. See, that's where you should have checked him. You only said you're not helping, babe. Had you checked him on that, he would not be playing with you like that. Maurice then comes back with, I need some type of end to this. All right. So then Maurice also goes on to say, shouldn't I have some type of an idea of when it's going to stop? Isn't that a fair question? All right. So then Kimmy goes on to say that you've got like 4 times. Okay. Whatever that meant, whatever she said, I don't know. Maurice then goes on to say, then we're on the same page then, right? And I was like, yeah, both y'all ass is crazy. So you are absolutely on the right page. So Kimmy goes on and was like, sure, sounding real defeated. So that's the thing. He knows how to break her down to where she just kind of gives in to his bullshit and allows him to gaslight her, disrespect her. Okay. And she just kind of gives in and was like, sure, instead of checking him. And he knows how to break her down to where he gets what he wants. And that's exactly what he got. Then he starts laughing, of course. All right. Kimmy says that you have a knack for taking the the wind out of my sail. Okay. Maurice then goes on to say, well, my sail has been without wind for quite a while. Disrespectful. Kimmy then says, babe, she said, babe, that's not helpful. She says it's borderline for being an asshole. Okay. Maurice then comes back and says, really? She says, he says, really? He says, I'm an asshole because I'm not getting any ass. All right. Yeah, that's what he had to say to her. Disrespectful. Moving on to the next scene. All right. Next scene is Stormy and Courtney. They're at the warehouse. They're labeling bottles, discussing Kiki on the news. All right. So we're going to play the audio for that because I have it. All right. We save our voice, honey, because we got to get up Car Chronicles tomorrow. I don't want to sound hoarse tomorrow because I'm doing a lot of hollering and carrying on. But so we're going to play the audio so that you guys can hear it in its entirety. So they're at the warehouse, at Stormy and Courtney's warehouse. They're labeling bottles. Let me say this. It's so weird that they are taking the labels off these bottles. I said, this kind of looks a little suspicious. It's kind of giving me what was giving when Tisha was doing this little switcheroo with the labels whenever production decided to zoom in, when they were doing the Macy and Mildew hair care thing, when they were putting the labels on over the Canvas Beauty thing. Did anybody else notice that? I was like, why are they taking these damn labels off? And why are you doing it on camera? It's giving fraud. But let's play it, honey. Courtney says that that her orders. Oh, Courtney did say that her orders are caught up to being around 3 to 5 business days. All right. So I'm like, girl, you done got all them orders out. Because baby, hey, listen, don't nothing put fire under you, baby, like a good old lawsuit where your ass keep going to court. Where you keep going to court, baby, don't nothing put fire under you like a good old lawsuit to where you going to get them orders out like you need to get them out. So shout out to them. Let's go ahead on and play this between the two of them. All right.
Tell them about how you and Marcel even got up together.
This is Stormy and Courtney.
Yeah, you know how I am. I just pulled up over there.
At Black?
Yeah. Then when I pulled up,
you didn't seem like you were mad or nothing.
I mean, I wasn't mad, but at the same time, you ain't finna just say anything to my wife either. You know what I'm saying? He was basically saying, well, if it's business, it don't matter if it's a man or a woman.
If it's business, should that man have walked up to me and told me, oh, Stormy, you look different?
Yeah, he definitely should have said that. I said, you'd be a better man than just out of women's stuff, women business.
He would be a better man.
In my opinion, I feel like Marcel think he can just come in and just talk to women how he want to. That's typical Marcel. Just some lame people do.
When I went out to eat with Tiffany and Kimmy and Tisha kind of said like it was last minute that they started charging people because they had got over $10,000. Like the event was gonna cost that, and they figured if they were spending that much and people were gonna make money from the event, then why not charge them? I personally didn't like that because like I was brought in under the impression that this was something for the community. Like when you decide to do a charitable thing, you covering all costs. So now why when the cost gets more than what you assumed, now you want to go back and charge the people who you said you was doing this to help?
Well, from what it sounded to be their last Black Expo.
It do, because that was weird for me. But anywho, while we were out to lunch, Tisha and I had a moment. She got mad.
What kind of moment y'all had?
It was heated. She didn't like how Marcel, did me. She was like, however, I do want to let you know that she didn't like how I talked to him either. And you know me, as soon as I heard, I do want to let you know, my first mind was like, bitch, you don't want to let me know. And then we were just like going back and forth. But my point I was trying to make to her was, you weren't over there. You didn't see what your husband did in its entirety. And then when you were there, you were agreeing with me.
He probably didn't like how she was agreeing with you.
He did, because he was sitting over there like this. Like, I ain't gonna lie. It was at one point, like, I was standing right here because I'm looking at his head like he's playing with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't want to. And then he just over there doing whatever. And Tisha, she's sitting there like, Marcel, like, why would you do that? That man, Marcel, really started doing this. And she was like, and I'm like, what the happening right now? Because it was like he was really like, talking. And I'm like, why he doing that right now?
Nah, Marcel was mad. She was agreeing with you.
Hey, she did let me know the next day that I better not do that. I'm an in the moment person. You gotta tell me yesterday, because today I don't give a. I definitely think Marcel and his antics is, rolling over onto Tisha, because she is the female, so she has to hear about what her husband did over and over again to other women in the group. So I think she's feeling a lot of the backlash when it comes to Marcel. And then there's the whole situation where, Tiffany and Lou had that baby.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Tiffany asked me to help her plan baby reveal, like you meet baby Ace for the first time.
It should be nice though. I know she probably excited about having that baby.
You think all the women gonna come?
They should. I don't see why they wouldn't come. I mean,
I don't know. I don't know if Kiki will be invited.
Why?
You heard about what happened to Kiki?
What happened to Kiki? I just know that's Tisha's cousin, right?
I saw a video on the Huntsville news station. I'm sure it's here.
Oh man.
Have you seen this woman wanted by Huntsville Police Department?
That's for real?
Yeah, that's for real. That's her. Don't look like
at Home Depot?
They said she stole, and they said she gave her son something and drove off and hit cars and parked. I don't know. My whole thing about it is like, you're a human being, you're a person. I don't care why you did it. People go through stuff. If you didn't do it, that's great too. You know, her story is her own story to tell. This Crime Stopper situation with Kiki, if anything, it makes me have more care for Kiki, because I can't, as a person that I am, look at somebody who's truly going through something, even if it's embarrassing. So I can't sit back and be like, wanted to add to that, you know, especially without knowing all the details. The news reporter, it was so dramatic. She almost hit two cars on her way out of the
talking about what was going on in the Crime Stoppers thing. So we already know about that. Everybody's been talking about it. As y'all can tell, this particular video, or episode rather, everybody is kind of talking about the situation with Kiki. Kiki is the topic of discussion in this particular episode. Okay, moving on to the next scene. Next scene is where Melody visits Kiki finally at her house. All right, so Kiki is at her house. Melody comes over to Kiki's house to have a sit-down talk with her. Melody gives Kiki a shirt as a gift. Okay, the shirt from Melody's t-shirt collection. The shirt says "Push Through" on the front of the shirt. Okay, we're going to listen to the audio of that as well. Kiki, like I said, was saying that she was in pain. She said it came out of nowhere. Okay. And she kind of sounded like Kiki sounded like that she was she was trying to say she was in pain, I guess, to get some pain meds. That's what it's giving me, because y'all know usually when people are addicts, they kind of make up shit in their head that they're in pain, so they can go to the hospital and be like, oh, I'm hurting so bad, so that they can get pain meds. Or, you know, at the ER, if you go to the ER, they will give you some pain meds, and they'll even write your ass a prescription until you can go to like a real doctor. So I don't know if she was doing that, if she was saying that she was in pain, because Mel was asking her, you know, what happened? How did you, you know, what happened? What happened to your back or whatever? And she was just like, I don't know what happened. It was just out of nowhere. So it just kind of sound weird. And even to the point where Mel kind of frowned up like, huh? Like, what are you talking about? Like, so let's go ahead and play it where Mel and Kiki are sitting down having a talk.
Today I'm going by the Chicago Kiki. See how she's doing. Just check in with her and make sure she's doing pretty good. I want you again. I know. Yay! You know I love you. Okay, so thank you. So what you been doing while you opening? Tell me what you been up to. No, I just got out of hospital. Hospital? Yes, I was admitted. Girl, and this is my second time going to the hospital in a week. I just started having some pains in my back, actually. Intense pains. I couldn't even take me to the hospital. I was like, call 911. An ambulance has to come get me. That's how bad I feel. They're running all kind of tests, CAT scans and all this. Trying to ultrasounds, trying to see what's going on. I have no idea. So this is perfect then for you. So yes, push through. So yes, because God said so. Thank you. Yes, I want you to wear that, and when you wear it, I want you to be like, you know what? No matter how I'm feeling, if I'm feeling tired, overwhelmed, stressed, whatever it is, I'm gonna keep pushing through. And when I tell you, this message is right on time. You know how when they say, when God bless you, He'll overflood your barns, and He'll give you more than you can handle. It's just been so many things that's coming to fruition with speaking opportunities, companies who are willing to sponsor me. I still have that children's book I want to publish, but I think I want to publish a book of poetry. Getting a little, she getting a little strength back. And it's like when I'm angry, then you can tell me.
She's talking her head off. You hear me?
In 8 months, I don't feel like I've been, supported. But it can be, overbearing at times. Kiki, her shirt saying hot mess, doing my best. I think that's the world she's living in right now. But I think it's very commendable that she is trying and that she's working to do her best through whatever life is throwing her way, especially considering what the social media streets are saying right now. I'm glad that you're good. I want to see you continue to be on the right track, move in a great direction. Because, you know, a lot of people been talking and sending me videos about crime.
Her whole facial expression like, oh, snap.
I mean, I'll be honest, even Tiffany brought it up. I met with her, went by to see the baby the other day, and she kind of was just like, you know, I know you talk a lot about not wanting certain people around you or deal with certain things based on your brand and being protective of your brand. Is this, you know, Kiki being accused of theft? Is this good for all of our brands? Accused or convicted? Accused.
What do y'all think about that? Kiki was talking Mel's head off. Mel was sitting there like what is going on here? I don't think Mel be realizing that that how she feels be on her face. I'm that way too. I cannot hide how I feel about something. If I see something that's kind of effed up or crazy, it is all over my face. I cannot hide it. I wear it on my face. I do. And Mel, the whole time Kiki was talking, Mel was sitting there looking like, what's going on here? Like, what? It was funny. But like I said, Mel told her, you know, about the Crime Stopper situation. Kiki's face, her whole facial expression really changed to where she was like, oh, snap, we get ready to talk about this. But she was receptive to what Melody was saying, okay? But as you guys know, the episode ends there, okay? That's the end of the episode, okay? They did have a disclaimer at the end of the episode that said that no charges were filed against Kiki Jabbar in connection to the Home Depot incident, okay? Thank you so much. They said the color is beautiful on you. I appreciate it. Okay. Now, as you guys know, after that, they did show On's trailer for the new season where y'all know Kiki threw a drink on Tisha for that episode is going to be coming up. Martell got caught sleeping with some girl at the vacation house where they all went to Texas. Tisha was saying that she might be pregnant, knowing that Marcel has a whole vasectomy out here. Nell confronts Melody and asks her if she cheated on Martell, since he keeps saying that Melody cheated too. And also Kiki, honey, Kiki mentions that Marcel had a threesome, you guys, and was cheating on Tisha. All right. Tiffany is also she's also suspecting something's off in her marriage with Big Lou because he's starting to work more all of a sudden after the baby was born. Okay, after baby Ace was born, she's becomes very emotional. When Louis says to her, like, what you have a problem with me working now? Okay, so that's pretty much what's going to be happening in the season to come. Okay, they did not show what's going to happen next, but they did show the trailer again for what's going to be happening in the season coming up. We got 786 people and only 545 likes. Are y'all serious? Can we get the likes up a little bit more? I think I gave y'all a pretty good review. Did you guys enjoy the review tonight? Did you guys enjoy the review? If you guys enjoyed the review, go ahead and hit that like button, because y'all know I be working hard. I be trying to get this stuff together, guys, so that y'all can feel like y'all, you know, that y'all watch the show. So go ahead, let's get the likes up if you guys can. I appreciate you guys coming over and supporting the channel. I thank you for the likes. Thank you for any super chats. Thank you for any cash apps. Anything you guys sent, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I rate this particular episode at a 7 out of 10. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. This episode was primarily, of course, you guys know about Kiki. Everybody was talking about Kiki and this whole, you know, Home Depot situation, about, you know, the rumors and all this stuff that was going on. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. We will be coming back for our next episode on next Sunday. So I do all of my reviews. For those of you who don't know, that's starting to follow me, I do all of my Love and Marriage Huntsville reviews on Sundays. All right, usually about 8 o'clock, 8:15ish. I always go ahead and send out my notification so you guys will know whenever I come on. Okay, somebody said thank you, Rell, great review. Somebody said they liked it. I appreciate it. Okay, thank you so much, Rose Armstead, for the super chat, my dear. All right, thank y'all for the likes. Let's get them up. Let's get them up. If you didn't hit it on your way in, please hit it on your way out. I will see you guys in the morning for Car Chronicles. I already got my show together. We got some great topics. Yes, we do. All right. So I will see you guys then. Somebody said always on point. Great commentary as always. Thank you, Caramel. Onward to 15K. I received that. Okay. The goal is to grow and we're going to get there. All right. With you guys' help. Continue to hit that like button and support this channel. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys all the way down. Mods, thank y'all for doing an awesome job of keeping the trolling down. And thank you for any content creators that join us. We had a lot of people in the chat tonight. I appreciate it. All right, so let's get on out of here so you guys can get some rest, so we can get some sleep tonight and get up in the morning and be ready for Car Chronicles in the morning. All right, so I got a great show lined up for you guys in the morning. All right, love you guys all the way down and good night.